So, what are we doing today? Well, we're going to talk about eggs today. But before we talk about eggs, I have a little lame joke. And I'll just forewarn you, I'm a terrible joke teller. I always blow the punchline. But I'll just get going with it. So, there's two chickens. There's a baby chicken and a mama hen. And the baby chicken goes, "Where are chickens from?" And the big hen says, "Chickens come from eggs." And the baby chicken goes, "Well, where do eggs come from?" And the hen says, "Well, eggs come from chickens." So then the baby chicken is kind of confused because it's kind of like a catch-22 going on here. So then the baby chicken says, "Well, where do eggs come from?" Well, and then the chicken says, "Well, eggs are laid." And then the baby chicken is still trying to figure out the conundrum here, and it goes, "Well, are chickens laid?" And the big hen says, "Some are, others are chicken." Anyway, I hope you get it even with my bad delivery. So that brings me to the topic at hand today, and it's about the price of eggs and self-sufficiency and my little journey of trying to find some fertilized eggs. And so the other day I was in the co-op, and I noticed that one of the gals has her own, like, just on the side of the counter there was some fertilized duck eggs, and I said, "Oh, are these chicken eggs fertilized?" And she said no. And I asked if she knew anyone that had fertilized eggs, and she said no. And I said, "Well, do you want a rooster? Maybe you could get the eggs fertilized, and then I could put them in my incubator and get some chickens out of it." And she says, "Yeah, I'd be interested in that. Let me know on the weekend." So she was really nice. She left me a message saying she wasn't interested because it was pointed out that the avian flu is going around, and they were a little nervous about introducing a foreign chicken to their flock, which is, good poultry husbandry. You should be worried about introducing, a disease into a flock, because you could, wipe out your whole, animal flock or poultry flock. But then I was like, I didn't know that was such an issue here in America, that, that avian flu had actually reached our shores, and, poultry was being destroyed, and that's what was causing the egg dilemma, why eggs are so expensive now. But then you hear some other current events saying how having backyard chickens is bad because you might get salmonella from them. And then you hear from other homesteaders that perhaps the feed has some type of additive or some GMO type of thing going on where it's causing the chickens to lay less eggs. And then I reflect back, and I know that another country, a European country, gave its citizens chickens, and it reduced the demand for eggs by half, which is pretty amazing, because chickens in general are pretty easy to raise, and they're a very productive animal. And I started wondering, like, why is it so difficult for me to get chickens? It used to be really common. And I was looking at some of the ads on Craigslist, and they wanted $65 for a hen. And that is absolutely ridiculous. And I was like, what is it, a show hen of some sort? I mean, maybe it is, but that's crazy. And so, I'm trying to source fertile eggs, and never in the past has it been so difficult. Sure, I could order from online, and I was talking to the gal down the street where I lent my incubator to her, and she says, "Oh, I'm just going to wait for, one of the feed stores to get chicks in." And now I'm wondering whether that's even going to happen, because chickens do come from eggs, and fertilized eggs at that, and maybe if they do come in, how expensive are those chicks going to be? They used to cost like maybe $2. Will they be like $10 for a single chick? and it takes about 5 months to get them up to the point where they can have eggs. And then I was talking to someone else who mentioned that, amazingly, Gates has a synthetic egg. And I'm like, well, that's pretty coincidental timing, that a synthetic egg is being introduced. And as you know, he owns a lot of farmland, and everybody's like, well, what purpose does he have in mind with all this private farmland? And I don't know that, but I know that he's active in agriculture. And if you look at the, Maslow's triangle, where self-actualization is at the top of the pyramid and at the bottom of the pyramid is food and shelter, well, when someone starts attacking your food supply, you're at the very bottom of human development. And it's like you're pretty much placed into survival mode. So in my quest to become self-sufficient, I'm starting to connect the dots, and it's very disturbing to me. And I'm not trying to be a, negative Nancy or anything like that. But honestly, I would say if you can have quail or chickens or anything of the sort, if you can manage to find a supply of that, do so. Because I just don't see that this food shortage or shortage because you can't afford it will go away. And with that kind of inflation or scarcity, that leaves you vulnerable. And I don't like that feeling of feeling vulnerable. It's the opposite of feeling self-sufficient. So I hope that doesn't alert you or alarm you, but I think that you need to know and you need to take action. And that's what we're doing today. We're going to take action. So I'm going to go pick up my egg incubator, and I'm going to go source some fertile eggs, and I'm going to make some chickens. And in 21 days from the time I get those eggs, I'll have chickens. So that's what we're doing today. And oh yeah, if you can, please subscribe, or at least like if you found any of this beneficial to you. Thank you. Bye.